Burbank was a famous horticulturist who introduced more than 800 new varieties of plants during his career. And he was born in Lancaster, Massachusetts in 1849, and in 1875 he came to Santa Rosa and started experimenting with plants. What we have here on this property, which is a national, state, and local historic landmark, is a home that Luther Burbank lived in for more than 25 years, and it's a Greek Revival cottage. There are 4 rooms in the house. As you come in through the front door, you enter the parlor, and from the parlor, you go into the kitchen. And the music room has an interesting desk and a piano that was supposedly belonged to Burbank at one time. We have a carriage house that he used for his horse and then later on his vehicle. And we have a beautiful greenhouse that Burbank designed and built in 1889. I really haven't seen anything like it anywhere else. We still use it as a working greenhouse. We grow a lot of the plants on the property from seed and cuttings, and that work is done in the greenhouse. In the 1906 earthquake, it's said that not a pane of glass broke. That safe was where Luther Burbank locked away his seeds so that other people would not have access to them. Basically, in the days that Luther Burbank worked, there were no plant patent laws. He died in 1926, and it wasn't until 1932 that plants were able to be patented, and 16 patents were obtained for plants that Luther Burbank introduced. We have about 25 plants here that were actually plants that were here when Burbank was here. A lot of the plants that he developed and introduced are grown many places, throughout the world. He always worked in a suit and tie, and thousands of people came to watch him work, and they would stand outside the picket fence on Santa Rosa Avenue, which used to be the main street, and watch Burbank work. We have 75,000 people approximately that visit here every year, and that translates to an average of about 200 people a day. A lot of people say, well, I've lived in Santa Rosa a long time and I haven't been to the garden. There are a number of ways that the local community can become involved with us here at Luther Burbank Home and Gardens, and one is by volunteering. Altogether we have over 200 volunteers, and we have over 75 gardeners that help keep these gardens looking beautiful.
And that's the group that I'm most closely acquainted with. They maintain all the demonstration beds and all the planting beds that you see around us. They take care of pruning at least 2 and 3 times a year in our rose garden as we get towards the end of the season. They help us with fertilizing, mulching, putting compost on things. They get involved with application of beneficial insects. And they're the most wonderful support system.
I think that one of the reasons that people love volunteering here so much is that Luther Burbank was a very fascinating man. Besides being a horticulturist and a plant scientist, he had many other interests, and he was very forward-thinking for his time. And I believe that this site is a source of pride to the people of Santa Rosa. It's important that a community have a sense of its own history. Luther Burbank was the most famous person in Santa Rosa of the last century.